number of child soldier recruitments in Central African Republic has quadrupled since the outbreak of the bloody civil war. A variety of young age children are forced to do the many jobs for that a normal soldier would be required to do as a soldier. Many child recruitments have been harmed as an effect to physical and mental abuse from the recruiters through extreme acts of violence. Many face such things that no adults have ever been through. An organization that is blamed to be allied with militia group and South Sudanese government has kidnapped young boys. Some children have been found in Millet between Shulak and Upper Nile State. Others are held at training camps. UNICEF and the UN both have the same suspicions on the militia group under the control of Johnson Oloni, aligned with government SPLA forces. UN forces believe 12,000 children were used as soldiers in South Sudan last year, and for now it seems that numbers will keep rising. A South Sudanese rebel group has freed 250 child soldiers. The Koba faction is set to release another 400 people, UNICEF said. There are still more younglings in the war fighting in the ranks. December 2013 was when a civil war broke out, killing almost tens of thousands and 2 million forced to flee, forcing Mr. Kerr and Mr. Katcha to sign in 2008 to ban using child soldiers and setting a minimum age of 18 for recruitment. UNICEF accusing both government and rebel groups for forcefully enrolling hundreds of children. In other news, a former Sudanese child soldier whose memories of a traumatic childhood experience have triggered a vicious bashing. Luay Shaor, 30, suffered a traumatic childhood in Africa, fled Sudan saying that he had escaped the army and ran for 4 days barefoot through the desert to the Egyptian border to escape a death sentence. Parts of the story have been rejected from the court because records have shown that he left from the airport, accepting that he had childhood traumas, suffering from chronic post-traumatic stress disorder at the time of being bashed as his parents were killed in front of him. Sentenced for 6 months due to the reaction being considered as far from being a circumstance from his illness. Veteran soldiers in detail state chronicling dozens of brutal incidents that have exposed the Israelis' defense forces' arbitrary use of violence against Palestinian children, including forcing them to act as human shields in military operations. Many cases of very young children were forced to hold Molotov cocktails. Many soldiers have it hard, as many children seem to hate having soldiers as they go by having many rocks thrown at them due to their parents protesting and getting arrested.